Okay, so for example number 3, we are given this problem, 5y minus 2 all over 8 is equal to 2 plus y over 4. Again, our goal is to get y by itself and all the other stuff on the other side. But man, that looks kind of hard, doesn't it? What's the bad thing about this problem that we don't like? Fractions. Oh, let's get rid of them. You guys want to get rid of them?
Yes.
All right. So the easiest way to get rid of them is multiply by the largest denominator first and see what happens. So what's the largest denominator you see there? 8. So what I'm going to do is, what's a way to, how can I write 2 as a fraction? 2 over 1. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this whole equation and multiply it by 8 over 1. Okay? Now we have to be careful because I have to multiply every single term by 8. Now I'll show you a little trick. What we're going to do is we're just going to say 8 over 1 should make this look like this. Now eventually you can skip this step, but I like to leave it in there because I'm trying to teach you how to do this, right? So I multiply everything by 8, and you might be saying, well, Mr. Adams, how come you didn't multiply the, how come you didn't distribute the 8 through the parentheses on the first term? Well, the reason I didn't do that is what happens with the 8's in that first term. They cancel. We say they cancel, but really they reduce to 1, right? 8 over 8 is the same as 1 over 1. So I'm going to reduce this down to 1 over 1. So this becomes 5y minus 2 all over 1, but we don't need the 1, right? Because anything over 1 is itself. And then this next one, I've got 8 over 1 times 2, so I'm going to say 8 times 2 is 16 over 1. Do I need to write the 1 down underneath? Nope. And then 8 over 4 can reduce down to what? 2 over 1, or just 2. So I'm going to say plus 2y. And now I have an equation with no fractions. Yay! So what do we do next? Yeah, we want to get y by itself on one side, all the other stuff on the other. So we're going to move the smaller y, which is 2, over to the other side by doing the opposite. Since I'm adding 2y on this side, I'm going to subtract 2y from both sides. So that leaves me with 3y minus 2 is equal to 16. What else do I need to do next? Add 2. Again, I want to get y all by itself. I can move the negative 2 or the positive 3. But we know that moving the negative 2 should go first. So the opposite of subtracting 2 is adding 2. These cancel and I get 3y is equal to 18. 3y is a fancy way of saying 3 times y. So to move to 3, I do the opposite operation, which is divide. So I'm going to divide both sides by 3. So I get y is equal to 18 divided by 3, which is 6. Okay. Now, if I wanted to verify that answer, what could I do? I could plug it back in. So that's what we'll do.